Writing an essay is one of the main problems that most of the students face. This video will assist you to improve your writing. The first step of writing is organizing your ideas. Why organizing your ideas? Because some of you, when you start writing, what do? You start by writing an idea, then move to another idea, then back to the first one. So by this way, the organization or the your essay is not organized in a logical way. So organizing is not a waste of time. Okay, of course we know that, all of us know that a high quality essay is divided into introduction, body, and conclusion. Of course, we know that the essay format is introduction, body, and conclusion. But if you look at this diagram, you will find that the base of the triangle is up. Why? Because when you start writing the introduction, you start writing with the general idea of the topic you are going to write or discuss, then move to a specific one. After that, you will find that the body is rectangle. Why it is rectangle? Because you discuss all the aspects of the topic you are going to write about. The conclusion, it starts from the specific and back to general. So this is the sequence of writing. To the second one, setting a plan. Most of you think that, okay, don't have to set time to set a plan. It's a waste of time. As a matter of fact, it's not a waste of time at all. Why? Because if you set a plan, your writing will be organized. Question here is, what is the importance of the introduction? It gives the reader a hint of your writing, whether it is a boring one or an interesting one. So it encourages the reader either to continue reading or stop reading. Look at this diagram, you will find that the people has the same color, yellow. Why? Because the people here represent the body. They all have the same idea, the same aim, but still divided into different ideas. Look again to the puzzles, you will find that each puzzle has different color. Why? Because each color represents a separate idea but still connected to the main body. Now, your role is to break the main idea or the body into different different ideas. How to do this? There are two ways or two techniques. The first one is asking questions, but I don't prefer this. Why? Because if you don't do it well, so your writing will be very weak. For example, here you have where. If you make it like, where did you meet here? I met her, so and so. That's all. But if you have where and write about where did it start to happen and the place and write a hint about the history of this place and so on, so your writing is will be good. So again and again I don't prefer this one. I do believe that this one is better than asking questions, as here you have pieces of puzzles, okay, and each one you have the main idea and sub ideas. These are the types of essays. We are going to discuss each one separately. Essay. What is a narrative essay? It's very simple. Narrative essay is writing a story. Okay. So of course you are going to read how to do in introduction, main body, and conclusion. But what I'm going to tell you, when you write a narrative or write a story, or even if you tell your friend a story, you must keep your friend or the reader in suspense. How? If you tell your friend, I went to the supermarket and I heard someone following me, and I discovered it was my father. So where the suspense? Nothing in it. But if you write it, while I on my way back to from home, I heard steps following me. I tried to run faster, but the steps were following me faster and faster. The man was wearing black and hiding his face and so on. So by this way you will keep the reader in suspense. So this is what I'm asking you to do when you write a story or a narrative essay. And of course, if you read the last line, you will find don't use simple adjectives. Instead of afraid, terrified, I was very, very terrified. And you can here use some, my heart beats faster and faster, and so on. So by this way, you keep the reader, or you keep the one who is listening to you in suspense. Descriptive essay. Here you are going to describe something, event, a place, experience, emotion, person, or even an idea. So your goal is what? Your goal is to give the reader with uh, enough detailed descriptions. Okay, so at the end, when the reader finishes your writing, so he will have a complete image of what you have written about. So at this time, at this moment, you are succeeded to write it in a very interesting way. How? For example, if you write about a day a day at the park, okay? So if you write, I heard if the bird were singing, so you make the reader feels, or sorry, hears the sound of the birds. The smell of flowers overwhelmed me. Here you make the reader smells the flower, okay? Feel with it, okay? So the reader will be completely involved of what you are writing about. Here you have achieved, if the reader feels like that, so you have achieved your aim. For example, in a very nice way, if you write about a pizza, of course these are the main ideas, and you can write it, expand it in a very interesting way. Smell the aroma, see the toppings, feel the heat and taste of the sauce, hear the crunch of the crust. After that, please read the slide and follow the steps. So this is the best way to write a descriptive essay. Expository essay is complete. Here we are going to describe something, okay, but it's completely different than the descriptive one. In descriptive one, you describe a person, emotion, or something like this. But here you describe something in a very logical and clarify the problem, the solution, the causes of it, okay, in a logical way. For example, if you write about the traffic jam problem, so you write about it. Here you don't involve, you never involve senses, okay, hearing and smelling something or something like this, but it is a very logical way. So you write the causes of the problem, the how to solve it, or you might write about the history of this problem. But here it is better for you to surf the net, collect the data about the topic you are going to write about. So it will be very logical, and it will be written in a better way. Persuasive essay. Here you have an idea, and you are doing your best to convince the reader with your idea. Your goal here is at the end of after the reader reads your essay, he will be completely convinced with your idea. Example for it: why students should not wear uniforms? if you write it in a good way, so at the end the reader will be convinced that it's better for the students not to wear a unified uniform. Argumentative essay. Okay, it can be like what is written, it is advantages and disadvantages, and you write, of course, you know it, or it can be present evidence in favor of any topic. Like what, to clarify it, it's a very simple way when you write about why kids are allowed to use cell phones. Your goal, if the reader, after finishing reading your topic, your essay, so he's going to argue with you why you have written this, why you didn't write that, why you should write, you should have written that, this or that. If he starts to argue with you, it means you have achieved your goal. We are going to apply what we have learned. We are going to apply what we have learned, how to set a plan about the topic, which is generation struggle. Now we are going to read the introduction, how to write, how to set the plan of how to set a plan about the introduction about this topic, and the following slide is an example of the introduction. Okay, now we will move to the body. You remember when we said that we are going to divide the body into main idea and sub ideas? Here is the applying what we have learned. Here, the main idea. Now you have three paragraphs. Okay, the first one is about father-grandfather struggle. This is the main idea. The sub idea is choosing the career, hobby, traveling, and of course I wrote the not only the linking words, just to remind myself that I have to use these linking words. Uh, so all the paragraph should be one unit. It's about what, how your father and grandfather were facing the generation struggle. Why we have chosen this? Because if you start writing about the struggle between you and your father, so it will give the reader idea that it is your problem. But if you write about your father, grandfather, and grandfather with grandfather, so it is a problem that existed, not existed long ago. Okay. And the following one will be about the following idea: the struggle between you and your father. This is the main one. The sub ideas: misusing technology. Okay, and of course again, and I wrote the linking words. So all the topic, or all the paragraph will be about one idea, which struggle between you and your father, and you can write another sub ideas. And at the end you'll write, this is not the end of the essay. Okay, this is the solution. The solution is, if you respect religion, discuss together till you reach to the to the solution that both of you agree to. So this is how to write the body. Conclusion. In the conclusion, you sum up your ideas, and you end it with a sentence, for example, like everything is influenced with the change of time and age, and write that the generation struggle is between the children and their parents, and you write your opinion about it. It can be solved. It is not a fatal problem, but it can be solved with discussion. The pieces of puzzles that I have showed you at the beginning. Now, if you write, if you connect them together, so the body is one body, but still different ideas.